A very warm welcome back to Darts Daily here on Tungsten Tales as the first World Series of Darts tournament, the first tournament of 2025 in the PDC has officially come to a close over in Bahrain, and we've had our first champion of 2025. And much like last year, getting his January off to a bang, Stephen Bunting has collected his first title of the year, much like he did at the Masters in 2024. It was a fantastic performance and fantastic weekend all year round for the Bullet, who, of course, is back in the Premier League this year, having confirmed that by reaching the World Championship semi-finals, and he now has another title along with his name to go with the Masters and, of course, the BDO World Championship that he won before he came across to the PDC. We're going to have a little look at Stephen Bunting's route to the championship and, of course, a run-through of the tournament as a whole. If you joined us yesterday, you'll have seen what happened in the opening round, but I'll run through that very quickly for you now, just to make sure you don't miss anything. There were simple wins for Luke Humphries, for Chris Dobie, who were both whitewash winners. Luke Littler was tested in his game against Lawrence Alagan, a 6-3 winner on that occasion. And Rob Cross was ultimately defeated, the only of the PDC stars to exit in the opening round. He lost out to Paulo Nebreda, the Filipino who won a couple of matches this year, reaching the last 32 of the PDC World Championship. And now reaching the quarterfinals of the Bahrain Darts Masters. So we'll start off things in the quarterfinals, and we'll start off at the top of the draw with Luke Humphries, who defeated Nathan Aspinall in a really, really cracking game where Aspinall pretty much had the lion's share of it. He was battering that treble, more 180s than Luke Humphries in that game, but couldn't hold his nerve in the deciding leg. 100 average for Luke Humphries, 101.9 for Aspinall, but Humphries the one to hold his nerve in that final leg and confirm his semi-final place, where he was to meet the eventual winner of the tournament in Stephen Bunting. And the performance of the tournament, what at the time was a record average, Stephen Bunting defeated Chris Dobie by 6-0. Not much else you can say about this one, apart from Bunting was absolutely magnificent. 111.33. The average, as I say, at the time was a record average, but that average stood just 23 minutes. He was defeated in the following match by Gerwyn Price, who Bunting would meet in the final later on. Gerwyn Price hitting 115.31 average in defeating the world champion Luke Littler by 6-2. Littler wasn't far off. He had 105.12 average himself, but Gerwyn Price scoring magnificently back to his old setup. So yesterday he used slightly longer points, or quite a bit longer points than he's been previously used to, but back to the usual setup for the Iceman today, and he was victorious over the world number 2 and the reigning world champion to confirm his place in the final four. The semi-final lineup was completed by Peter Wright, who dumped out Paulo Nebreda in probably the weakest of the 4 semi-final performances, but good to see Snakebite back to some winning form, even though it maybe isn't his best form on the World Series stage. We know that he stepped up at relatively late notice to replace Michael van Gerwen, who's not in the tournament due to family commitments, and to get past Alexis Toilo in round 1 and then get past Paulo Nebreda, another Filipino in the quarterfinals. Really positive signs for Peter Wright, and good to see him throw some good darts, and a big year ahead for him. No Premier League. We don't know whether he'll be involved on the World Series yet, but maybe slightly less darts might be a good thing heading into 2025 for Peter Wright. So let's have a look at the semi-finals. And first of all, Luke Humphries against Stephen Bunting, two players that we know are pretty close with each other. They practiced in the lead up to the PDC World Championships, where Bunting made the semi-finals, and Humphries, of course, lost out to Peter Wright. And it was another close match, much like Humphries' quarter-final with Aspinall, although this time it was Bunting that was able to edge over the line. His Average dropping, as you would expect, from the 111 in the quarterfinals to a 99.96 with Humphreys underperforming really a little bit with a 95 average himself. In the other side of the draw, we had Gerwyn Price against Peter Wright, and Gerwyn Price wasn't able to replicate his quarterfinal performance either, a 7-4 winner over the Scot. And I think this brings up a debate that we've had over and over again on the European Tour, playing 3 games in an evening session, best of 11, best of 13, and then best of 15. It's tough for the players. You've got to play 3 big high-pressure matches in the space of about 4 hours. It doesn't give a huge amount of preparation time for the semi-final and final, and I think that really showed in both of the final 4 matches for particularly Humphreys and then Price and Wright. So we'll move on to the final, which was, of course, Stephen Bunting and Gerwyn Price. Finished around 6-7 minutes ago as I'm recording this, and it was Stephen Bunting who collected his second TV title in the Professional Darts Corporation, an 8-4 winner over Gerwyn Price. He held the early advantage. He was 4-1 up in that one before Gerwyn Price managed to battle back to 4-3 heading into the commercial break. But from then on, it was pretty much Bunting all the way. He scored heavily as he did throughout the tournament and was able to collect that trophy with a win over Gerwyn Price. And something that really flagged up to me in the final was the spirit that the match was played in. We've seen Gerwyn Price over the last number of years really have a hard time up on that stage, especially when he's not been playing well. He's got frustrated with the crowd. He's got frustrated with opponents. And that wasn't the case here. It was smiles all round from both Price and Bunting. He actually went to sort of hit the board in the final leg and turned around and immediately apologised to Bunting, and they had a bit of a laugh about that. So it was nice to see really from both players there that yeah, there's still that friendship, although there is very much a rivalry in the game. So Stephen Bunting, an 8-4 winner in the final, and he moves on to the Dutch Darts Masters next week with a title in his pocket. Michael van Gerwen will be back in the Netherlands, in Den Bosch, as will some of the top stars from the Netherlands. I've talked about this a few times, but Reiner van Barneveld, Jermaine Wattermina, Kevin Dukes, all in the lineup for Den Bosch, and they will have Stephen Bunting to contend with in just 7 days' time. Bunting, now a winner on the World Series to add to his BDO World Championship and the Masters that he picked up and will be defending in just a couple of weeks' time in Milton Keynes. Thank you very much for watching today on Tungsten Tales. Go over to our YouTube channel to see all the best bits from the World Series of Darts and plenty of interviews coming up over the weekend. Thank you very much for watching on TikTok. If you've not joined us here before, feel free to head over to the channel. Every day we've got live streams going on over there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys very soon.